Well, hello everyone. You can call me Maddie or Madszen, and I am the person behind MZ.Projiekt. I'm first of all, I want to say sorry for the broken English. English isn't my first language, and I am Brazilian. I'm working some sort of new trailer. I didn't finish it yet, but it will show some curiosities about myself and about the project, so it will be the video where this kind of things is discussed. But let's say that my English is still a very amateurish level. Well, this is my first video, I think, speaking things and etc. I used to be a YouTuber when I was younger, but I talk in Portuguese, and I also had let's say I was less timid than I am right now. I'm not someone that talks too much. I I'm not someone that is too focused into talking too much. So I have these small pauses from time to time while I'm talking. And there's video I don't have a script because most of the time I work. I have some sort of scripts like something like, oh well, what am I going to do with this video? But I'm not someone that works pretty well with the idea of having unscripted. I like to do things more my way. And well, let's say I work better when I have a hype. Anyway, I also want to say sorry for the microphone because sometimes it will get my breath in. My microphone has a very high sensibility. My computer is not a very good setting. The microphone it gets some of the white noise the computer makes. It may get some noises from my keyboard, and it may change my volume from time to time. Right now I'm talking with my mouth very closer to the microphone, but most of the time I get some distance because my microphone is not that high in my desk, so I don't want to get a shrimpy posture when I talking. So when I recording things, so I will only get near the microphone when I'm talking. Well, anyway, the this video is being made so I can talk some things about my personal opinion about this thing. Like hey, I want to do some project. I want to do something, and the way myself and a lot of people there don't do things because sometimes we're timid. Sometimes some of us don't want fame. Some of us are very, let's say, lazy. Not lazy in the sense like, whoa, this person doesn't do anything, but can't focus on things. I I don't have a medical writing saying that I have something like etc. The things I know I have because my doctor said it's anxiety and depression. But some people there have what is the name of that? It's good to have on the browser right here. Yeah, it is the right thing. I'm not going to use my keyboard arrows because I put OBS to I placed some let's say what's the name, some shortcuts, and my keyboard shortcuts for stopping, pausing the video, etc. They are in my arrows. I was recording not so long ago. It was some 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes, no, 4 minutes ago. But the video stopped. I didn't know that because I was searching things and I was using the arrows. Anyway, let's say some people have AGHG. I don't know if this way I supposed to say in English. So it's not that people are lazy, but you know, some of us will say, "Ah, I ain't lazy," etc. But maybe it's not like something like being lazy only. Maybe it's like a focus. Maybe it's something like ADHD or autism or something like that, or depression, anxiety, or lack of time. So a lot of us have this idea of, whoa, I'm going to start a project. I say that I have a disease that is the creativity disease. Why creativity is a disease for me? Well, because it hurts. I'm gonna be honest. I watch videos, I watch things, I play video games, I write things, I mess up with RPG Maker, and every time I'm doing something, it's like I have this feeling like my brain telling me, "Hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. You cannot be there without doing anything." But thing is, sorry for breathing the microphone again. Thing is, I'm creating a lot of things while I play. Like when I see something that I think that's cool in a video game, it's become a respiration from the same moment as I see this thing. Like I was playing Blasphemous, not playing Blasphemous. I got to know Blasphemous. Let's tell the story in a more cohesive way. My computer, the one that I used to play Blasphemous, I bought it in 2024, 2024, and 20,000, 2024, and well, I broke it for a very cheap price. The average minimum salary and the average salary in my country, Brazil, is something like a $300 or a little bit more. Um, it would be something like $300 is like 1.600 reais or 1,600 reais, which is the Brazilian currency. And most jobs, most paychecks are something like 1,800 per month. And Brazil don't count things per year, per week, like they do in the US, or I don't know, on other Anglo speaks Anglosphere, from the Anglosphere English speaking word. I don't know how it works in other countries that speak Portuguese too, like Angola and Portugal. But even more because Portugal uses the euro, so it's in the euro economic zone. The salaries, of course, they probably will work in the same way they will work in all the European Union. And well, let's say I brought my computer for something like $20 or 120 reais. So it was something very cheap because it is a second-hand PC, not something that is so I got out of the scraps or something like that, a scrap yard, something like that. I bought it from a second-hand shop. There's a lot of second-hand shops there. I don't know the name of this, Brechó English, let's say. Brechó in English. I don't know if this is direct translation. At Thrifty Store, I brought this from Thrifty. Not at all a thrift store. It has some elements from thrift store, like you use it second-hand clothes. But it also sells mobilia and things like that. I don't know, mobilia, furniture, and some electronics too, like my computer. It is an AGK Compact. It is a computer from 2009. Let's search here. Compact. I think it is this one. Let's say. Let's translate. The AGK Compact 6005 Pro is FF, small form factor. It's a a desktop, an office desktop. It usually comes equipped with MZ.Projiekt 2 process of Phenom 2, dual or quad core, um, 4 GB RAM DDR3, and 160 to 205 gigabytes of HDD. Um, my computer has 250 GB and it is an Athlon. I don't know if it's Athlon. I think it is Athlon because TH is the foreigner right here. Um, and well, it is a very old computer, like something Martin 10,000 years 10,000 years ago. Sorry, Martin and 10 years ago. And well, let's say it is a very, 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 very potato PC. When it comes to potato, I even laugh when when I see people saying, "Oh, but my PC is a potato." I tried to play a game. Its name was Queen of um game game Queen of I really forgot the name of the game. Ichiayo Queen Morphome or Mortome, I don't know. I was trying to play this game, the Dark Queen of Morphome, and people said that it was a very a very what is the name? Oh, wow, I forgot. A very light game for a computer because you know it is side scroller. Um, Side scroller, and the whole game is based on a single room. I don't know the the specs for the game, but you can see here that's a very light game. And I tried to play other games like Blasphemous itself, and well, I love it when I see people when I saw people saying something like, "Wait, this game it is a very light game. It runs in any computer." And then I started the game. It was a blue screen because my video driver it won't run it. It's I think it is how do I say that? I think it is not insert. I boot in driver video driver in my computer. It's not something external, and still it is something that lacks a lot of power. Let's see. Yes, yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. And sorry for the long time of the video. It's not very long video actually. I like videos that go over 20 minutes. But for some people that are searching for things like a good content, well, an amateur girl talking about things for 20 minutes, of course, won't be something very cool. Even more because I need to edit the video because, you know, most of what the video is showing for you is my desktop, the Clack site and two of my Microsoft Edge windows. So you know it's not a whoa, this video is very cool or something like that. Even more because the problem with the accent is not something very nice to hear because you know when I listen to my music, I most of the time I sing English and in Portuguese, and well sometimes I can't make what I'm saying because it's very strange. My pronunciation is not that good. Anyway, my spelling. Sorry. I don't know if pronunciation does exist. If it's a false friend. Well, it does exist. It does exist, but I think pronunciation something like wait, a politician is, I don't know. It is the exactly the same thing as spelling. No, 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 no. Wait, close this one. Okay, and well, I think it probably is something. Anyway, I think that talking about this thing is not something that should be talking in a video. Probably I get in the wrong way, starting with the wrong foot. But well, I'm left-handed, so my feet is left-handed. I've left-handed now. Left-feeted. I don't know how to say that, but the left side of my body is the more active. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I almost smashed my keyboard. Well, anyway, talking about my computer again. I bought it while I was working, and before that, I was only with a very old mobile phone model. It is a budget phone because I only got a mobile phone because it was needed for my work. What is fun is that my work isn't something that my work right now I'm employed, so my work wasn't not and my working isn't. Well, my working wasn't something that I needed a mobile phone, but I needed it for communication, um, things like people needed to say, the human resources, anything like that, and if he's going to work and the next day or not, and the place where I needed to send my medical things if I couldn't go to work and things like that. And the model is I still have it since 2024. Samsung Galaxy AZ A01. It is a smartphone released in 2020, but is my phone have 4 GB. I know it is a Samsung Galaxy A1 A01. I think it is a newer version or something like that, but still it's a budget mobile phone. It's don't don't run a lot of things, and well I needed a computer. I bought this Office computer, and now that the short story is told, let's say that with the money of my work, I started buying games. One of the first games I bought was Skyrim. I never played Skyrim. I only got to know Skyrim because of the chicken meme. Because if when you kill a chicken in Skyrim, the whole world turns against you. It was my first time playing Skyrim. My first time playing Blasphemous when I got to both. Fortunately, I can't play Blasphemous 2 right now because I won't run my PC. But it was a lot of it. Let's say 2024 was the time a lot of ideas and creativity started flooding my brain. Not that I wasn't creative person before, but let's say that I became a lot creative, even more than I usually am. And well, how do I say that? Yeah, because of because no, when I playing something or when I listen to music, etc. From the right time, like Blasphemous, this game is inspired by Spanish culture. Brazil is a country with culture very close to Spanish culture, and even more Latin American culture. I think the Brazilian Portuguese is even more easier for people that speak Spanish because it has more fluidity. I think fluidity is the right word. Is more easier for Spanish speaking people because on the Portuguese is more on its own. Brazilian Portuguese also received a lot of indigenous, African, and even Spanish influence come from people in the Americas. So it is while the Portuguese has more of a French and English and influences. So there was a huge difference between the two, but still the cultures are well Iberian cultures. They not saying that they are all the same, but let's say it's familiar. For example, I'm Brazilian. It's common to say that Argentinian, that Chilean, Paraguayan, the Uruguayan, they are all my cousins. I would say brothers, sisters. They are my siblings. It works even more better because I like to say because of the divisive culture and the way some people are on the internet, like the wars between Portuguese and Brazilians internet, what we say the Tugas versus Zucas war. Well, let's say that when we Brazilians like to say that Portuguese are more of cousins because there's some difference, but actually they're even more to be our brothers than are the or fellow South Americans and even other Iberian people in the world. But still, let's say that the family goes like that. In my point of view, Portugal is the father of Brazil because the whole culture of Brazil comes from Portugal. Then there's the influence from African indigenous people. I would say that the African indigenous people melting pot that came to be Brazil in the colonial era is the mother of Brazil, father and mother, and the father has gone away to buy milk or to buy cigars, so he's not there anymore. Um, and let's say the Spanish speaking people are our cousins. Our cousins in South America, we're fellow Spanish speaking people are our siblings, while Spanish European people are our cousins, while Italians, and not all Italians because where I live in Sao Paulo, there's a lot of Italian influence, but let's say Italian people, French people, Romanian even more because Romanian are very different from us. They are all were distant cousins. Well, anyway, and talking about Blasphemous again. Blasphemous has a lot of Spanish culture. I was going to open Blasphemous in my PC, but my computer can't handle that. Right now, OBS is consuming 45% of my CPU, while the CPU right now it's at 97%, almost 100% because of the Microsoft Edge and some other things that I haven't opened, like on my microphone, the sounds and etc. Anyway, Blasphemous is a game with a lot of Spanish influence. It is very easy for Portuguese-speaking person to look at that and well, let the image load. Sorry, I think it won't. This image is small or too small. Let's put things a little bit bigger in OBS. I think I start to learn how to deal with OBS more. I was with the click open because I was going to show things based on, let's say, based on what drawing I'm doing, but maybe not. As I say, they don't have a script, and the video is 24 minutes. I probably another YouTuber won't have it because people don't like to waste their time watching a very long video, and when a person that is making this video don't have much to say. Probably I would do better as a streamer, but I don't want to stream things even more because it probably would kick my PC. But because I don't think I have the right schedule to stream videos. I want to do videos like one time per week or bi-weekly. Anyway, let's say here I think the image is a little bit better for you to see. No, I will get no wait here. Well, I think things are better right now. Well, this kind of scenario, it is 100% and by the way, here comes my mind thinking a lot. I was about to say, I was born to make something in ViadoTube, which is PNG tuber application, but I didn't do that. Like that's I won't let my side portrait here. It won't. When I talk, it won't grow up, shine, and anything like that because two reasons. I tried to import a script to OBS. It didn't work. I tried via the Tubi, but incredibly, my my video driver won't work with via the Tubi. Anyway, Blasphemous is the kind of game that when I look at it, this is 100% something that someone in Brazil, Portugal, or another Iberian cultural country would recognize. These church stops, of course, they are a little bit exaggerated, but let's see. I gonna play some city that I knows a lot. São Vicente. Unfortunately, they are bringing us the more look at this flag. This is 100% Iberian. They are bringing on the wrong images. Here we have. This is something 100% that appears in Blasphemous, and in Ibero. I think it is Ibero the name of the city. And well, playing Blasphemous instantly caught my attention. Let's see, Paranapiacaba. 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 Okay, here. Unfortunately, Paranapiacaba is more of English influenced city. It was made by the English people when the well, I really would be better as a streamer. This is 27 minutes. But you know what? I'm gonna ignore sorry for screaming. I'm gonna ignore if I'm babbling too much, if the video is too long. I'm watching a YouTuber. Her name is Dizzypup, and she does long videos. It's nice to see her talking, so maybe someone out there would like to see me babbling. But this video intention was to say, well, you have a shit PC like me, or don't have enough resources. Well, you still can do things, but it would be better as it would be better as a short video. But importantly, it isn't. Well, let's see. Here. It is a more wait, what? Sorry. It was a more English influenced city. It came to be because of English people. Ignore this. English people. We don't have majors in Brazil. English people, they came from Brazil to do business. Well, English people doing business is not so uncommon to see during the Imperial Brazil era, so maybe this example won't do that well. But let's see. Pátio do Colégio. One thing that makes me sad about Brazilian culture and Brazilian architecture at all is that most of these old buildings, some of those like Pátio do Colégio, if I remember well, Pátio do Colégio, it's a place that let's say, sorry for the keyboard noise. It was a place that was made during the colonial era, so it has almost 400 years. And yet, a lot of old buildings in São Paulo and other Brazilian cities, they are destroyed because of urbanization, things like that. Another topic for the video is how Brazilians should preserve their heritage, but they don't do that. I think it's actually something that maybe we have since our colonial era. Brazilian heritage is something that's very important to a lot of Brazilians. But let's see. I'm taking things about São Paulo because São Paulo is the place I know the most. I did travel for other states like the northern state of Minas Gerais. It's in the same region as São Paulo, but still it's north of São Paulo. I did travel up to Paraná, which is a state in south of São Paulo, but still, São Paulo is the place that I live the most. One day I may leave the country, one day I may not, I don't know. But let's say, aside from the exaggerations from Blasphemous, a lot of things here follow up with what you're going to see in Spanish-speaking countries. Like, let's take here cidade do México histórica, which would be something like a Mexico City historic. Like, this is 100% something that you're going to see Blasphemous, and it's something that I'm Brazilian, I'm not Mexican. I'm Brazilian. I would say this as something strange, actually. So when I saw Blasphemous for the first time, it did blast a good impression to me. The capirote, I don't know how to talk it or to speak this name. Let's say capirote. In English. Well, capirote does exist in English. While I'd say that capirote red, it is something that is more associated with a Spanish-speaking word. It is something that does even exist in here, Brazil. If I remember well, it does exist in Portugal too. Of course, it was Portugal that brought the influence to Brazil, and well, seeing this kind of thing, this is familiar. When I saw Blasphemous, when I was playing Blasphemous, I was already a sucker for codificação sobrecarregada. Considerei usar codificações de vídeo ou usar. Okay, maybe the video lag a little, I don't know. Well, when I saw Blasphemous for the first time, I was already a sucker for game kitchen because I played this Rumble game. Let's see here. The Last Door. The Last Door is a point-and-click game and set on the Victorian, not Victorian era, almost Belle Époque. I don't know how to say that in English. Belle Époque, English in French. I don't know how to say that. The time Paris was the world center, things like that. It's set post-Victorian era during that time when French influence in culture was too big. At the same time, let's say, while the French people were living the Belle Époque, I don't know which kind of thing was in Britain, but let's say the game is during that time. It's I think it is 80 no, sorry, 1880 or 1880 or something like that. And the last door portraits, but still, maybe something here I need to censor because of the YouTube. Anyway, I hope not. Anyway, the last door was the kind of game that I loved a lot. I started playing it in Facebook, and when the time Facebook had games, it was the only kind of way for me to use Facebook because I didn't know, I was never interested in social media at all. So I played it, and I really loved it. Carlos Viola, which is the composer of The Last Door, Blasphemous, and soundtrack. I think this is Carlos Viola. I never saw his face actually. No. It is him. I saw his face on one of the Blasphemous live actually. Well, he is a huge inspiration for me. Like the same way some of you guys may let's say may get some inspiration for like a game like people. I saw his video by Rao Biscura. I think it is Rao Biscura is the way you say it. It is a channel that is it's a channel in developer that's doing what he likes to say Funger like or Feeding Hunger inspired game about Egypt. And well, Feeding Hunger inspiring game. This suffice for me to say that his own logs, he already says about the process, how things are for him, and this already shows you that well, every single one of us has this small neural activation when it comes to wait, this game, this is beautiful. Oh, this soundtrack is too much. Maybe I want to do something like that sometime. Some people, I don't know how it is in English culture, but in Brazilian culture, it is what see missing something like this jealousy. Um, in the social norm, like oh, someone is doing that, so you want to do that. This is jealousy, but well, you do still know that it's something kind of like inspiration. How much important it is to see other people succeed for you to have some sort of confidence and also to make a romance to them. Like the game I'm developing, I may do a video talking about it. Okay, it is let's say highly inspired by Blasphemous and this because the way the Spanish culture is portrayed and etc. Of course, the game which is a.k.a. do Somno, it is game mostly inspired by Portuguese culture. Of course, it has let's say that's more Portuguese colonial culture, like how it is in Brazil, because well, of course I'm Brazilian, and at the same time I want to Romasian my cousins or brothers from Portugal. Actually, or it would be sound like strange, like my parents are Portugal because I don't have parents in Portugal. But well, let's say it really is something that it came because of Blasphemous. Most of the Souls-like games, the Metroidvania genre, and the RPGs and the dark fantasy games we see, are more inspired into the Anglo-Saxon culture, Northern European Germanic culture at all. Some in France, like Bloodborne, are I see a lot of people talking that Bloodborne is highly inspired by. I never played Bloodborne myself, so maybe I'm talking something out of nowhere. But I saw a lot of people saying that Bloodborne is highly inspired by Victorian era Britain. But at the same time, when you look at the way the hunter dress himself, this is inspired. I think that for uh okay, the results. I think making a video showing all Google results is something strange. Um, this design was inspired by a French movie, I think. Here, it is inspired by a French action horror film named Le Pacte de Loup, which is I don't know much about it, but but is the design this hat we call I don't know how it is his name in English, but in Portuguese we call it tricórnio, maybe a tricorn. I don't know tricorn. wow, tricorn head. I mean, exactly what I thought about. Is inspired by a tricorn, which is used in the 18th century, in 18th, 17th century, 1870. One of my problems with English is that I always have problem pronouncing the teen numbers against the tenth numbers, like 80, 80 is this. But for most of the time, I say 18 as 80. Well, anyway, let's say well, when I saw Blasphemous and I saw a lot of things like the soundtrack composed by Carlos Viola, it instantly it broke to myself like Rouge, really Rouge inspiration. I don't know if Rouge inspiration is the right way to think, or great inspiration. I think great inspiration is the right thing, because Rouge and great actually has other meanings in my language, but Rouge and great for this context, it is something very familiar. Anyway, when I said more than 20 minutes ago that creativity for me is a disease, because well, maybe it would be better for me, for myself, to play Blasphemous and just to content myself with the game. But the right moment I started playing it, my mind started creating ideas, etc. The proto ideas I had to a.k.a. Somno, they all came from the first time I saw Blasphemous. From this time on, I thought to myself, I want something made up on, based on Portuguese or Brazilian Catholicism. Of course, a.k.a. Somno is less religious than Blasphemous, but still is regularly inspired by colonial era Brazil and exploration era and early modern era Portugal. They don't show much of architecture here. Like this kind of violence, is something that happened a lot in history, and I think it is something that's needed to be shown. Of course, I don't think Epinan Son no may show slave. I was going to say slavation, but no, slavery. But still, you drink a lot from these concepts. Things that it shows a lot in Brazilian culture, and of course, things from early modern era Portugal. Well, I started making the ideas from the time I saw Blasphemous and other things. I think I thought about this thing too much. And, well, let's say a lot of us has creativity as it was some sort of disease, because, you know, it sucks to have, I let this thing go dark because I want to see the reference I'm using. Right now I'm doing fan art of Zullie the Witch. She finished playing the main game of Lies of P. I was doing some fan art. Let's place OBS here to the side. I will place sorry, I'm moving the windows. Okay, right here. Here things are okay right now. I was doing some fan art of the witch. It may or may not come out to fruition because I'm not liking it too much the way things are. Maybe I'll raise it, or maybe not. I don't know. I have a lot of arts to make. But anyway, let's say that I guess creativity for some of us is something like a disease. It's not something to be happy about because it is how do I say that? It is to open. Let me open this one. Okay, close this one. Open this one. Let me. Okay. Let me only see if overwhelming is the right word for me. Yeah. It is overpowering. It's overwhelming. How much the creative mind like mine it works, and I think some of you may, or some people may have this kind of thing of some. For some of us, it's like it was creativity was a disease because it is excessive. Right. Sometimes I want to play a game, but while I'm playing it, sometimes my mind it starts, hey, look at that! Oh, you should do. You should place Tears. Oh, wait, she's a little bit chic. Wait, you should place Tears. You should start this as something wow. You should place it as something in your own creation. You should create something like that. Let's eat. It's even more overwhelming in it is a indie media like indie games, indie music, indie video because my mind instantly goes up to, hey, you see it, this person is doing things, why aren't you doing too? You are indie too. And this start waking into my head, and I guess it also wakes some people head too because for some of us like say I don't want to make art for to become famous or something like that. No, actually, if I become famous, actually I will use the money to buy more things to my things, of course, a better computer, etc. But I don't think let's say bananas. I don't think my mind is ticking right now. It's thinking a lot of things. And sorry for breath in the microphone again. I really think it's okay for me to not be famous or something like that. For example, I do my music. Not saying that you should think this way. Other people should think this way. Actually, it is better to think the other way around. Like when you do some creative projects, it's better for you to think, oh wait, this should be famous, and it's a a tip I would have for you guys is to share things, to not let things be the way they are. Okay, oh, this last okay, didn't got much views, but I did something. No, it's better for you to run towards fame because it maybe or maybe not help you with having an agenda focused on this. Like one of the things that lags me when it comes to videos is schedule. Let's say the schedule. My schedule is a little bit f word. No. I'm gonna say fucking. Let's say my schedule is a bit fucked. Right now I am unemployed, but still, even if I am unemployed, I still don't focus in the creative projects the way I should. when you have some fame or something like that, depression may or may not be beneficial for you. Of course, it may become something that hurts you. Some famous people only want to not become famous. For example, you see this guy. I think the best example I have is Gotye. I don't know his name. Walter André Valide Baker, professionally as Gotye. This Australian singer, everyone knows him because of this music. But why don't we know about more musics from him? Well, from what I have seen, he is the kind of guy that problem is has the exact mindset of me, the girl that's talking to you in this video right now. For example, the girl that's talking with you in this video, she wants to make cards because I want to make art because of, well, it's fun. Sometimes it's fun, and my mom keeps wanting me to do these things. I say there's some pressure coming from my own mind when there's things to be done. And the same thing can be said about Gotye or Gotye. Gotye. I don't know how to say that. He wanted to make art, musical actually. Well, music is art, I'm sorry. And but he didn't want it to be like a mainstream musician or something like that. So he stopped doing things that would be famous. He's continue playing his career still his career is still goes on, but he's playing with a band. If I remember well, he's playing with a band, and you don't see any problem with not having the same success he's had with somebody I used to know, but it's still I think that from the start we should search for things to be a little bit more famous, to have a little bit more recognition. I, for example, don't know more music from Gotye, but the people that really liked him, really liked what he did with somebody used to know, they still following around. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you want to do something and go towards to make it famous, because even if you lose a mainstream base, and this was something that Zullie was a little bit preoccupied. I think she talked about it on one of her Lies of Peace streams. She said that she was a little bit preoccupied because of some people unsubscribe it. I don't know if this word exists in English. Some people unsubscribe it from her channel because they didn't like the new Zullie Witch, and some people were kind of mean about her about some things, but are not into some drama. But anyway, while she was preoccupied about these things, because when she was a Dark Souls only YouTuber, she was very famous. Dark Souls only no, from Softy only YouTuber, because she also recorded Rather Rig. I don't remember she did things from about Sekiro, but she did things about Bloodborne too. But even she was famous, she did lose some famous. Yeah, she did, of course. Like Gotye, Gotye won't receive probably 1 billion views in his newer music, the music that he's making with his new band. But still, he still has a lot of fans that still follow him. I think we artists should not be I would say shouldn't the way it's reading right here, but shouldn't is something that is easy for a Brazilian to spell. I think we artists should not be people that avoid fame, actually. Be it because of how timid we are or something like that. If we reach fame, we can always try to be your own style. Things, for example, there's Mitski. Mitski is an artist that I like too much. I still need to. Oh, I still need to see more of her albums, but I really like the music she makes. Um, Mitsuyuki Laycock. She Mitski. She I didn't know Mitski was because of her first name. That's cool. She well she don't share her private life, things like that. And there's a lot of artists that do this kind of thing. Like they are famous, not famous like okay, you will be going in billboards and every week, but they still are people that are there. No, they have enough fan base, and they still do music without that pressure that some people have because you know, fame for some people, for me, for example, I don't like attention. Don't like attention that much. Maybe because of that, MZ.Projiekt is still a very little thing because you know, MZ.Projiekt something that started more than 1 year ago is still, it's not something that's no. My Twitter I got 200 followers, but I didn't. There was a long time since I stopped publish things in my Twitter because I wasn't doing well with the attention. But still, I think that to publish your things better, to have some sort of freedom, even more because when you are famous, you do some money with that. I think we should, how to say that? I really hate this hand that I'm making right now. I'm not bad doing hands, but I'm drawing with my mouse, so you know. Most of the time I draw with my fingers in my mobile phone, but the easiest way for me to draw is in the paper. But unfortunately I don't have much resources to draw in paper, it's only pen and pencil. Anyway, let's say, a lot of us have some sort of fear about being famous. Some people are even more afraid of things like being famous, engaging themselves with polemics or something like that. But we can avoid this kind of thing. You can always avoid this kind of thing. For example, right now I don't know a single bad thing about Game Kitchen. They are an indie developer from Spain. I think they are from the southern Spain. Let's see. It is studio located in Seville and Tenerife, in Andalusia and Canary Island, or Ilhas Canarias, Andalusia, né? Well, I didn't see any kind of polemics regarding Blasphemous. It is a small studio. Of course, they had I won't say Rouge again. I would say a large path for them to follow since the last door, since the first game. To Blasphemous, but well, they still have fame. Even so, they can do the things the way they want to do. Of course, there's some things that happen in the studio, like the old pixel art artists stopping doing things and starting and then moving from the studio. You can see that by the difference between Blasphemous 1 and Blasphemous 2 arts. Let's see. Unfortunately, they don't give us the name of the artist. I will need to search for it. Anyway, you can see that there's some difference between Blasphemous 1 and Blasphemous 2. Of course, the screen's too small for me to show. But even so, the Game Kitchen continues doing things the way it wanted to do. you can see that how do I say that? How do I put that? You can see that it is possible for you to be an artist, to be in the production, engine developer, etc., and still doing things the way you want to do. Um, it's not wrong for you to do like me to ostracize yourself in the artistic world. No, it's better for you if you search for something like a are you an artist? Okay, for example, I have the custom retweeting tweets that say, I want to see your art artists, but then I retweet 10 so more artists can see them, but they never publish something that. But I still think it's right for you to publish things there. Your music, wow, you can make some sort of propaganda. It won't take you 1 day of your week. Of course, there's a lot of people that don't have much time, but 1 hour, I think it is enough. Like 1 day, if you want to make something, a resource intensive propaganda, but you don't need to go far away because when you have a creative mind, of course you may start things lower. I gave the example of my computer, HP Compact. It's a very old computer. Some of us start with a mobile phone. Some of us start needing to go to this place. I will search for Langhouse in English because I know the word is English, but I don't know if it is. I still use the term in English. Here, there's a lot of people out there that don't have a computer. A mobile phone. You guys probably, if someone is watching this, you probably are watching this from internet cafe or cyber cafe. Why the hell English has words with I forgot its name in English. For me, it doesn't make sense. I thought English didn't use it then, but since for foreign words it uses, maybe because of the cafe in Spanish or in French. I don't know how it is said cafe in French, but Spanish it is the same way as Portuguese. Anyway, let's say some of you guys maybe are watching internet videos through your internet coffee or cyber coffee. So for you guys, it's worse than it is to me to do things because, for example, I wanted to learn programmation, but Godot doesn't run well on my computer. Gimme Maker doesn't run in my computer, and my video driver is too old for it. And I need to do things in a RPG Maker. I bought a RPG Maker when I was working, and still, it is something that crashes sometimes in my computer. But still, even if it still crashes, I think it's good for us, like to still do things. Like every time I do music in the FL Studio, I won't record any video doing music in the FL Studio because it's my CPU from inside out. It's very resource intensive in my computer. Like OBS sometimes it is warning me that the video quality may become lesser because of the number of pages I have open. And mind you, Microsoft Edge is the lighter is the one of the lighter browsers for computer. I maybe should use Torium or Chameleon, but I never saw this tool before. I'm gonna say I learned about this tool right now. And of course, AI overview may be wrong, but it's the fastest way to say because I had done the research before, and when I did the research, it the site that most of the sites say that Microsoft Edge is the best when it comes to being less resource intensive, while Brave it's the best when it comes to having a lot of windows open, because it doesn't. Brave and Firefox are the best to have a lot of windows open, because while they have their base the base storage process, they don't add a lot when you have more pages open. This happens with Microsoft Edge. The more pages open you have, the more resources it will use for your computer. Anyway, let's say I don't have, for example, a lot of ways to do things. I, for example, don't think about working in art professionally right now. Someday I may, because I really like doing art. But the thing is, when I earn money, my idea is to, let's say, my idea. Let's put this here. Okay. My idea it is to, let's say, I'm sorry, I may have made Zullie a little bit sicker. It wasn't my intention, but during doing anatomy in the computer is very hard, and you can see by her VTuber that she is more on the slim side of things. Anyway, well, it was a simple fan art. I didn't expect much from it. This is another kind of feeling, another kind of thinking don't have. You should not have. Okay, this is less. I don't need to care about it that much. Actually, you do have to accept your mistakes. It is a good thing to do, but still, not because you're doing mistakes, you need to stop and go on with your mistakes. No, you always need to evolve. Anyway, banana, you know. Well, what I was talking about? Oh yeah. It's cool. It's a good thing for you to promote your works and things like that. It's not wrong for you to do this kind of thing, because it happens a lot. I was talking about I'm applying right now, but when I get employed, I will buy my things based on the work I would do. I am seamstress. I am a seamstress, so I'm a woman who sews. Yes, I'm a woman who sews. I work more in the industrial market, like the textile industry, and I work more in the textile industries, and the paycheck is not that bad. Most factories are like in Brazil, you um the work week was 6 days per week. Right now, the Congress has allowed that is going to make effect during this year. I think that it makes 5 days per week the norm. Of course, there were works where you work in 5 days per week only, but for most of the time, it wasn't common for you to work from Monday to Saturday. And since stress for the other hand did work this way. Oh shit, I used the wrong Oh, I am them. Okay, okay. Let me erase this thing. Well, how do I say that? It is, isn't, the thing for a seamstress in Brazil is to, when you work in a factory, of course, some of the bigger factories, you have, you work like, 5 days a week. Seamstress and a tailor, they works 5 days a week. And, I don't know if the right thing to say is tailor for the male seamstress. Anyway, but they, let's say, but from time to time when you don't meet the quota, um, when you don't meet the production line, you need to work in Saturday to, fill the gap. So yeah, for most of the time, sisters in Brazil, um, they have a lot of time. Myself, I am a 𝗠ade. Even if I work like in a small factory, probably we have a lot of time to work with my ideas. Of course, when I start working again and when I do my tabletop RPG, I probably won't have that much time, but it still is important for you to dedicate some time of your life to the creative projects because your brain will how to say that your brain will charge you about what you're going to do. It will say to you, no, you need to do that. So yeah, it is an important thing for you to practice, for you to invest your time doing these things. Well, I think that was the mainly topic of the video. It took me 1 hour and 12 minutes to reach it. But let's talk about two other small things. I don't know if the video format is going well. This is said before. My personality wise, I don't give much a fuck. Because I'm not a YouTuber. I won't probably do a lot of videos. Or maybe I am. I like to draw while talking because one of the things that my mind does a lot because of the anxiety is think a lot. So I think a lot. I do a lot of talking in my head, and talking while I talk in English actually may help me to better my to improve my English. Not only to improve my English, but it also may or may not help me with my anxiety. I From time to time I talk with other people about my projects, but I know how tiring it can be to listen to people. I think they say larping or yapping non-stop. Yapping or larping, no. Um, it probably isn't something very enjoyable, but I like this kind of content. I like to talk or to listen to other people when it comes to some sort of topic. I'm not into day-to-day conversations like hey, did you see that celebrity? Did you no, how is the weather today? And things like that. I'm not this kind of person. I don't like doing that at all. But I like talking about things. I like focusing on things. Maybe because of how much I like to study and things like that, and I like to do analysis about topics. Of course, there are some certain topics that I don't know that much, but it is well. Let's say I may start doing this kind of videos in the future, and maybe someone like to see this kind of content. I don't know at all because and some people like to watch streamers and things like that. As I said before, I'm not too much into becoming a streamer. My computer may not handle it. May handle, I don't know at all. I would need to search the scripts for OBS Studio again for to make a small Finnish YouTuber, I don't know. But I think doing videos out of nowhere are better. Again, my schedule is not too much friendly for streams. The same way, for example, Zullie, which is a friend of mine in Portugal is, and etc. But again, I like to see people talking about things, and maybe people do like to do this kind of things too, because I don't like streamers out of nowhere. Streamers that like to talk and make an analysis of things. They are my favorites. I was talking about Dizzypup in some moments because right now while I'm drawing animation that I post in the channel, I'm watching her playing Fallout 1, and it is good to see person doing these things. Anyway, I repeated my point so many times right now, and what I was about to say, yes. Another things that I think that should be thought is the way, let's say, it's not a when you are creating things, you don't need to think too much into what do I need to do this thing, but what can I do with the things I have right now. For example, I use Krita when I draw in my computer. I use an IBIS Paintex when I draw in my mobile phone. I bought the Pixel Art Studio. I forgot if this was his name. It was cheap, very cheap, and I think that is something like a $1 no, $4, because I thought about it for 20 reais, so it maybe it's something like $4 to $3. And how do I put that? A lot of things I wanted to do I can do, because for example, I like speedcore. My electronic in general, that I like to call interlude decor, has a lot of inspirations from electronic music. For example, I put to play one of these songs of mine. I need to put it in OBS. Let me put it on this. Captura de áudio de aplicativo. Ok. Right now, the audio from the song you put will be recorded. I have some songs that lay more into the speedcore thing, but I can't make speedcores music at all because my computer won't handle. Yes, of course it won't handle, because it's a lot of drumming in a very short amount of time. The BPM cooks the CPU's Edge by FL Studio, so I got these small limitations. And well, I like to do long drawings because I can tell the quality drawings, because see that the drawing I'm doing right now, when you zoom it becomes pixel. And I don't want my drawings to become pixel. I have some drawings in very high quality, but beyond 3000 in my 3000 pixels per length per width, in my computer, in my mobile phone, it starts to crash. It becomes slow, and it starts to consume a lot of CPU. And well, let's see, that's info. I think the audio isn't being recorded, let's see. I think now it is. No, it isn't. I don't know what I do here. Maybe it's because on the mixer volume is lower. Okay, it seems the music won't play here. I could activate my I could activate my desktop recording, but I don't think it's a nice thing to do because I use the microphone mirroring, so you know I can listen to what I'm talking because of my microphone. It is shows up in the desktop audio, and so I can hear things. So I know how when I am breath into things, if I talk it too low, too lower, and I need to talk some things yet. So I don't think it's the right idea to place it because I would need to be silent. Or I can try to insert things again. Let's see. Here, okay. Well, I think it won't work, so I close this one. I place on the audio in the edit of the video. Probably I don't know because the video is too long for me to edit. But I know this is another kind of thing you can do. Being lazy the way I am. Of course, you can be lazy from time to time. You can. Oh, I've closed the. Okay. You can be lazy from time to time because you know it's not a mistake for you to deal with things um it isn't wrong for you, for example, to take a little bit of care with your own being, with how you do things, but you know yeah, forgot again. Oh yes, but you know let's say you why you can do things like you can't charge yourself too much about things, and it's better to take a little bit easy for your own well-being and for things to not become bad things for you to do. Still, it's not good to be too lazy, of course. So I said about not editing the video, but I probably may mess a little bit with the audio and things like that. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I think I should place some hair head with a different color, but I won't do it right now. Well, anyway, when you search for things, you should do it based on what you can do at the moment. I know a lot of us want to do things better. A lot of us actually has the capacity to do things better. I don't talk it about myself because, for example, I wanted to do a hyper ultra mega game, but the way I installing with RPG Maker, I'm being a little bit lazy with things. I know that I probably would want to do things the way I would want to imagine myself doing things like producing it like some indie games I see out there. But still, some people out there, they, for example, when they say, wait, if I had a better computer, I would do this thing, they meant it because they know what they are doing. Some of these people, like, for example, they know a lot of color theory when it comes to drawing. They know how to do things, but they can't run. They don't have the resources for traditional painting, nor they don't have computer or a mobile phone that won't crash when they try to paint the things. Actually, I experienced this kind of thing myself. I am a mediocre artist, but I still have some kind of knowledge about drawing. And I remember that all my drawings in the past from 2020, 20, 2019 to, let's say, 2019, 2020, 2020 and 2021, they are all pixelated. I couldn't make it drawings larger than 500 per 500 in the mobile phone I had. So I missed a lot of things. The paintings, they were all crude. I couldn't learn a lot of things too because of the limitations I had with my things. But still, um, it is not good to limit yourself based on what you have right now. I know money will have money. A lot of people say, money won't make you happy, etc. Actually, money would make a lot of people reach their happiness easier. Of course, this affects money will help you turn things easier, but it doesn't mean that we can't start doing things. And again, when you do things, you can actually have some sort of patronage, like when you are a small YouTuber and you see that well, let's say you start promoting what you're doing, it will help you a lot when you're promoting things and when you want, for example, okay, I'm an artist and I want a better, let's say, like no, and you want things get easier when it gets easier. No, you are an artist and then you are promoting your art, etc. But of course, you wanted to make better things and you cannot do anything right now. It would be easier when you're publishing your arts to ask for a patron, to ask to people to raise money for you to buy a new tablets, to buy you one tablet because it never had one and things like that. Um, when you start doing your music and promoting it, it's even better for you to start it. Even better for you to start um sorry, I lost my focus for a little moment. Well, I'm always losing my focus. Well, let's see. It will help you a lot to reach this kind of things. One thing that, for example, that I am a little bit afraid, not only afraid because I don't like doing fantasy things that much, is commissions. Commissions is something that I'm gonna tell you. I already did commissions before, and they are boring to do. Doing a commission, it's, of course there are people that like doing commissions, but doing a commission is another way round when you compare it to doing things by yourself. A commission is someone asking for you, hey, do that for me, and then you do that thing for them. But they are paying you and you are handling their money, and of course, the money is important as it is to accomplish what you said you were going to do. So you cannot pay it to the client, but you are, let's say, chain it for to something. It's like, for example, I'm doing this one art. If I don't like this one art, I can drop it and in any time. Commissions are in like this. Even if people didn't pay you well, we pay you yet because even if they didn't pay you, there's the whole thing about you binding um you binding clientele. There's a lot of people there that will start looking to you. Hey, you do commissions, you do things this way. Okay, thank you. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And if you don't accomplish what you said you were going to do, people start to losing the confidence they had in you. So of course, drawing commissions, making musical commissions, they are all hard things. Actually, I failed to do more than 3 commissions for a colleague of mine. He always wanted me drawing made for by me, etc. But at the time, it wasn't a formal commission. He said that he was going to pay me, but I said for him, I don't like receiving money for my drawings and things like that. But yet, he still say, no, I still need to pay you for you to doing that. And you know, I lost the purpose to do the drawing when it became something that was paid. When I made a drawing for a friend of mine for free because I reached he reached to me and said, Maddie, which is my nickname between people. Maddie, it comes from my first name, which is not Madszen or Maddie, but it's still all my nicknames they come from my first name. So yeah, Maddie, can you do this a token for my RPG? I want it to a villain, It was for a hero character on his Heroes RPG, and I said, okay, I'll do it, and I did it. But when people place money inside things, I always lost my purpose doing my drawing. I don't know what kind of psychological idea it is. Maybe it's because it's the same kind of mindset I have when I say wait, I don't want to become famous, and I always try to avoid any kind of fame or thing like that. I don't publish my things. I don't like You can see that my Bandcamp. I actually started placing things in Bandcamp because I had a lot of music in my computer. My computer doesn't have a great ADG, as I said before, so it's only 250 gigabytes. And let's say there's a lot of music here. Aside from Viaduto Overpass, Time when it cops, most Maestro walking to its own death with remaking of an old music of mine, and humiliating defeats, blood victories, no glorious fights. 35 until the start are all musics I did in 2025. I know it may not sound that much. I know some artists that makes album per month, but still it's a lot for a person that says that is not actually working with music professionally. And oh wait. And let's say because of that, okay. Because of that, are bat wings? Let's see. Oh, they are cool. Let's say they wear a lot for someone that doesn't work with music professionally. I could have all this music published in YouTube, and of course, If I published a new music per week, probably it would mean that I would have I already would have a fan base, a lot of people that would like to watch my things and things like that. But you know, I didn't do that, and the same happens when commissions. I have this sort of aversion to placing it. I don't think I'm prepared, and I don't think that I need or that I deserve it. This kind of thing. So you know, this kind of psychological blockade, it's actually limits you in the same way like I need to do things when I have the will to do. No, this is also a trap for you. Um, we need to do things when you have the idea. Again, it's not wrong, for example, to make videos in YouTube that are short or that are bad videos in the view of the mainstream public. Not everyone starts as a big YouTuber, etc. You can see that by Manlybadasshero. His first videos were all very amateurish, and he still even maintained his style throughout the years. There's this YouTuber. I won't recommend it for you guys to watch it because it is in Portuguese. I will recommend his Twitter because he's a good artist. His name is Kasugmond, which would be something like Kasugmond, or I don't know how it would be the English spelling. This guy, I forgot where he posted this kind of thing. I think it was in a commentary of one of his videos. But this guy, he makes meme videos about meme universe in Brazil that we call Buchaverso. Would be something translated to Buchaverse. Bush in English would be something like you aren't that much you are Busha, or something like hey guy, you are lame. And Bushaverse would be something like lame verse, which is a parody of anime and manga characters and comic books. You can see that by the rook in the thing. And that is 42 minutes of video. He did everything on his mobile phone. He said that didn't have much ADG in his mobile phone. It probably has something like 64 gigabytes or something like that. But still, he did animations. He did a lot of collage. He did a lot of he did a script. He did a lot of voice. He did use a lot of voice softwares, and there's a lot of things he did that you probably wouldn't think to do when it comes to having a mobile phone as a tool. Of course, if we're doing some kind of projects, for example, in 2016, 2017, I did I was a YouTuber. Most of the time I was a Minecraft YouTuber, and I did a lot of let's say I did a lot of Minecraft videos, and I did it with a lot of poor resources. My mobile phone to 2016, where people already had a lot of good phones. The limit of my ADT, the limit of my space was something. I think it was 2 gigabytes or 1 gigabyte. And you can think, how do you record a freaking video for YouTube with more than 10 minutes? And in a good quality. It was like recording with a Nokia. My whole YouTuber career in that time was recording with an old Nokia. Something like that. The quality was low, the videos needed to be short. The most bigger videos I did was something like 15 minutes. And you know, this 15 minutes video, this one I did that had 15 minutes, it was something that emptied all my, how do I say that? It trashed all the space I had in my mobile phone, and uploading to YouTube was almost impossible because uploading videos to YouTube, be it by your browser or by your app, it is something that consumes a lot of memory too. You know, it was hard. You, of course, if you have only a mobile phone, only a potato PC like I have, you need to sacrifice some things. For example, right now I record a video with almost 2 hours, but it would be impossible for me to do this kind of thing before. And I wouldn't have to content myself with speaking very little and almost nothing. Meanwhile, let's say, meanwhile, I would still say to you that, well, when you start recording videos and something like that, you don't have much resources. Of course, you will need to sacrifice. Again, we don't need to sacrifice things. You like games, okay? You need to install them for the record app to work. You probably would need to go to your internet coffee, to the nearest internet coffee, or a library that has it for free, so you can upload things via the computer there. You probably would need to do shorter ideas. The same way, for example, I can produce speedcore. My interlude core genre has speedcore as one of its influences, but I don't do things a lot faster because, if I do it, my CPU will be cooked, and it probably would mean that I won't have the capacity to export the project and things like that. Actually, I don't even know how much it would take for me to upload my video on YouTube. Probably a lot. It probably has more than 1 gigabyte because of the time it has. But still, I'm happy. I worked a lot. I worked my ass off to buy a computer if it was something only for $20. One thing that I hate, for example, when people forget that not everyone has resources. For example, I was seeing a video about Roblox, and someone said, "Oh, the game is lame on a computer because you need to buy a new one, little bro." But that's not how things work. A lot of people, you're talking for Brazilians, but this also work for Orcosians and Filipinas. It was work for people that are written even in the same Iberian lifestyle. People, for example, from Vietnam, people from Eastern Europe, people from Africa, even people from most richer places like America have some problems to do things. Um, so yes, it is doing things, doing creativity, and doing creative things. It is a hassle. For some of us is like a disease because it only gives you headaches. But it still is something that is possible for you to do, and it is something that you need to invest. Even more if it's something that your mind keeps talking to yourself, "Hey, do this, do that. Oh, look, you have a new idea, a new story for you to do, so do it." Yes, believe in your mind, do it. It is better than doing nothing because your mind is going to shard you even more if you don't do things. Of course, again, it is a harder process to do. Not something that most of us would like to do, actually. I'm gonna be honest. Again, I always wanted to do comics and the like, but I can't start doing things and finish them. Maybe right now I will start doing this kind of things more because, something that's helping me a lot is having some live stream going on background so I can listen to people talking, so I can from time to time make a pause, talk with people, Be it a big YouTuber, be it a small YouTuber. I don't watch things on Twitch and etc. But still, it is something that helped me making progress. I was doing animation. Actually, I am doing animation for the channel. It will be something like small trailer for the project. And well, you can say that is something that is doing a lot is lower than it should be. But still, last time I did a lot of progress. It was something very simple. If I just sat on my computer while listening to some music or something like that and started doing it on my mobile phone in my hands, I would probably have it finished in the first week, but it's more than 2 months since I had this idea, and up until now, only now I'm starting to finish it. Right now today, I'm going to finish this video and I start doing it. It is better this way. It is lifts some weight from the shoulders of a creative person. So yeah, for you probably won't have the same kind of inclination I have to make a 2 hours video or something like that, but what you do is important. And don't be like me. Don't be afraid or scared from doing your things. Actually, try to do things. But I don't want fame. I'm not doing this because I want to have money with that. I don't believe that what I do deserves money. I think I will be happy working for other people doing that kind of thing. You should try at last. I'm not doing commissions. I'm not placing a post in my Twitter doing commissions. Actually, it's not now. My Twitter, my Blue Sky, etc. But if I start liking doing this kind of thing, maybe I'll do. Again, I don't see myself doing a lot of videos. Mostly because I don't have much to make a script about, and I'm lazy to edit my videos, etc. But again, I think that's how I wanted to talk. I already showed you my intentions with this fan art. Would be Carlo or Pinocchio playing his piano, while Zullie the witch with her stalker mask will be sitting on the piano watching. It probably will take me a lot to finish this drawing because I'm doing it in the mouse. In the mouse I have more freedom to do things than I have in the mobile phone. I'll even recommend you guys, if you have a computer, potato computer, and a mobile phone, and you draw in the mobile, if you want to do something more free, do it on a computer with the mouse. I know drawing the mouse is not a good thing. If you draw too much in the mouse, you will start having pain in your wrists. But still, do like the sketch in the computer because you have more to see. You have more space and etc. And then you finish it in your mobile phone. Finishing drawing requires a lot, so every time you think about finishing it, you do it with your best tool in the chat. While when you do sketch or something like that, try to do with what you are more comfortable with. I'm gonna say that I draw a lot with mobile phone. My results with mobile phone are even better than the ones I have in computer, but I prefer doing it in the computer. One day I'll buy myself a tablet. When I get my tablets, I'll probably going to draw in computer only. But sometimes it comes to yourself to draw things in paper, then you just finish it in a mobile phone or the computer. It always depends on your style to do things, but always try to search what can I do at that given moment, and not what do I need. When you search for what you can do with your mobile phone, with your computer, with your paper, With what you have right now, your body, etc., your microphone, you can start doing things. Some of us will start working to pay for the bills, to do these things. Some of us will start working while doing creative projects. And depending on the way you do it, all I can make is wish you good luck.